What's going on, y'all? It's Young Izzy in the building. What's going on? How y'all feeling today? We in this thing, man. Young Izzy, aware Evolution All-Star Lifestyle. No hesitation, forward thinking only. And today we got a special guest that's coming into the building. Come on, y'all. We back with the return. We got the new setup, and we gonna set up some more things. I'm excited for this. It's been a minute since we've been on the live. My dog Bryce, he's in the building. What's happening? We doing this live from right now. It's looking like a nice place to live in. Great to see everybody here. Great to see everybody. Yatu Savas. Put the flags in the chat. Yatu Savas, man. It's amazing. It's been here for a minute. I'm so excited to do this, y'all. Just coming back, having this. We're not moving anywhere. We're going to keep doing what we do. And we finally got a place to do this, where we can sit down and do this. And with a special guest coming in. So range. It's accepted right now. Let's do this thing, man. What's going on? Hey, y'all already know Dr. Stars in the chat. We got my dog Too Dapper that's in the building right now. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? How you living?
Oh, you know, living lavish. From my last call, you already know how it is on this side, man. Man, how about yourself?
I'm doing spectacular, man. Can't complain.
Man, this is incredible. Thank you for taking the time out right now.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you being right here. Excuse me for the background noise. All right, let's get to this. But, you know, without further ado, for everyone that knows Too Dapper, but if you don't know Too Dapper, this is someone that I've met. He's known for hosting the Man Panel Show. He's known for putting out the undeniable truth, also bridging gaps together and talking about certain topics that other people need in this world, whether that's with confidence, whether that comes in with dating, and especially manhood. And I had the pleasure of being a part of his show and talking to him on the back end, which was great. I appreciated it. But without further ado, and you know, me talking my head off and talking about you, Too Dapper, Russell, let them know who you are.
No, I appreciate it, man. It's your show, so I'm just going by the bylaws here of how you want to run it. But yeah, so most people know me as Too Dapper on Instagram. My government name is Russell. I've been podcasting. I started off doing this back in 2020 as document your journey. I was doing more of exercising and just helping people and inspiring people to lose weight because I was on the cusp of 460, 480 at the time. So I was just trying to give people motivation. I started doing that on Facebook Live. I didn't really catch too much heat. And then I switched from this, doing the Man Panel on the Brash Talk show, and it seems like it's catching numbers the past year. So I'm just very appreciative of all the support. So
nice, man. Y'all get in the tune in for Too Dapper right now. And then, so this is what I like to do on my show. This is Evolutionary Talks for Young Izzy. I like to talk about the spark of who this person is, because when did Too Dapper become alive? The name. When did the Man Panel show? And of course, you gave us a little bit of what's going on and what your mission is into it. But it's like, what was the beginning? I mean, you talked about losing the weight and everything, and then there's more that comes with that. But the biggest thing is motivation. But what made it come alive?
Well, I was to share with everybody, if people took the opportunity to read my book, shameless plug, A Man's Undeniable Truth. I talk about my deep depression. I suffered deep depression, just like the majority of people back in 2018, 2019. Not really discovering who I was. I got kicked out of college. I really wasn't doing well in school. So I took the opportunity to just rediscover who I was. So 2018 and 2019 was kind of a reflection year. And then, like I said, I started podcasting when COVID was prevalent. And like I said, the numbers weren't too great. And then I was like, okay, I started doing the props and all this other stuff. 4 viewers, 5 viewers. It's always a gradual pull.
Yeah.
And then I switched from relationships, and it seems like at first people didn't like my opinions on the whole take, but it caught a lot of heat. So on Facebook, I caught about like 70 likes. And then from there, I just kept on going. And like I said, now it's pushing to another threshold. So I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. And I know a lot of things for what you talk about is the truth. The truth just in general is just going to hurt you. for anything that you talk about and opinions that you share off and everything. And when I was reading the bio for the Undeniable Truth, I was reading that you were talking about the manhood, the lack of ambitions and the goals, and getting into what you want for dating. And when that happened, what started that point though, where you noticed the truth? Like you were like, okay, wait, because you got that side where you're the simp. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're doing the simp stuff, and then you're on the other side where you're like, oh shit, like you can really move like this and do it like this. I can have ambition and grasp the goals that I want to and everything like that. And I want to know, where did that come from? Because I see it. It don't turn
No,
off.
and it never will. But again, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I tell. I mean, if anything, like I discuss about the book, and thank you so much for checking it out and just
Oh
reading
yeah,
the
shout out.
general synopsis of it. I really appreciated it. It's my pride and joy being a self-published author. So I talk about my dark moments. My dark moments is what pushed me. It's not much of motivation. It's more self-discipline, right? Because
Yeah.
motivation will run out eventually.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's more of discipline, more having an understanding. So again,
Mm-hmm.
2018, I have to go back to that. 2018 and 2019 were the highlight of my life.
Yeah.
Just getting my shit together and just having an understanding that, look, you need to lose the weight and you need to have to instill more self-confidence. You need to have an understanding of
Mm-hmm.
who you are as an individual. So I always go back to 2018 and 2019 before COVID was prevalent, really when I had the change. And like I said, everything was going to shit for me. So it's when the chips were down, I discovered myself. I did a peeling of the layers, if you will.
Yeah, and I notice a pattern in that a lot with a lot of men. Like when it comes to, it's always that low point that that gets you. You're like, okay, like this is it. I gotta go for something else.
Right.
It's always that time, and that's why I like the title, "The Undeniable Truth," because what a lot of guys go to do, a lot of people in this world in general, is that they're gonna take the lies rather, be comfortable rather than be uncomfortable and disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how you pointed out it's all about discipline, it's not motivation. Because a lot of the videos I put out it has to do with motivation, but the part is what you don't realize is that it's a discipline. You got to do it in order to have that feeling. You got to, whenever you don't feel like it, you do it, and then the feeling will follow itself.
Mm-hmm.
It comes to that, you know what I mean? And just having that voice, someone like you, and you were talking about how being an individual and authenticity and putting yourself out there and opinions. How did that work out for you with your friends and like kind of like your environment? Because once you start having certain opinions and you take hone into your individuality, people don't like that. So how did that come about? How was your
Oh, the
journey with that?
reception wasn't good at all. That's just what it was. And,
But
people, yeah, people are going to, when you always try to give insight or if you try to state an opinion, because that always gets misconstrued with opinion plus in facts. So when you're
mm-hmm.
voicing your opinions, people tend to blur the lines and thinking that it's facts when it's actually
Yeah.
not. It's just an opinion. And I'm talking based off of my experiences. So the reception for that really wasn't good. And when the book came out, it was even worse. But it's my truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shit that I went through. It's the experiences that I went through. It's my baby. It's my project. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about the book. It's not only helping others, it helped me writing it.
Yeah.
I'll share something with you deep that I didn't share. My manifesto
Mm-hmm.
of that book was I didn't want to be here anymore. So I also had suicidal thoughts as well. So that's some deep, scary shit.
It is.
So doing a deep dive, I'm all about peeling back layers. And I think humans don't understand that. I think we're so quick to be programmed and conditioned by one thing, one solitary thing, and not
Mm-hmm.
understanding that there's a universal of things that we need to discover within ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And fuck, you just said it on the point. Because you took control of that. Because you had those points of the suicidal moments and everything that led up to that point. But like that switch, was that your undeniable truth? It was
Yeah,
like, I gotta
yeah, I
do
got to
it.
get right.
Like I have to.
Yeah, I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was time. It was time to stop being a baby. It was time to get up. It's time to put down the Haagen-Dazs. It's time to stop being a fat ass. It's
Yes,
time to
sir.
figure out who the fuck you are and get up
Yes.
and be a man. And that's what it's all
Yes.
about.
Fuck yeah, bro. That takes grit. That takes passion, commitment. That takes the discipline, just like you're saying. Cause see, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'm like, okay, what was that? that point because everybody has that switch. I was at one point where I was at, a point, you know what I mean? And then I took a switch because what it does is you just, instead of being a victim of this life, you chose to be, I'm going to create this life. I'm going to take it by my own hands. And then, having to put yourself out there and the opinions and everything. And God damn, that was good. I love that shit so much. But when you, when it came to your family though, if you
No,
like to
yeah,
share this
absolutely.
point, because I love to talk about the dynamics and stuff. So why didn't they like it? I mean, obviously the truth, facts and everything, but let's not even say family. Let's just say people in general. Why do you think they're so uncomfortable with these things?
Well, because it's a true discovery of not knowing who they are. It's all about
Mm-hmm.
self-reflection. So
Yeah.
when you have an opportunity to actually look in the mirror and see who you are as an individual, it's scary, right? For the
Yeah.
first time, it's like you
Yes.
don't know who you are. And I talk about that in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Your identity is more important than anything. I talk about that in the first chapter. Your identity,
Mm-hmm.
your name is a household name. Elon Musk is a household name.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is a household name. Why is it so important? Well, they
Yeah.
put value behind the name.
Mm-hmm.
So once we start there, we can start peeling back layers of who an actual individual is.
Mm-hmm. And when you started learning the value, like that's because that's what it all comes down to. So okay, let's say the name. So I'm gonna put it in this perspective. Okay, but that's Elon Musk, that's Jay-Z. They're billionaires, millionaires, multimillionaires, all that stuff. So what does, and this is no, I'm not saying this to
Mm.
you, but to an outsider is what does Russell Peters, excuse me,
Peterkin.
the
No, you're okay, buddy.
Peter
You're not
King.
butchering my last name.
Or Too Dapper. Like what does that name? How does that name have value? Because they're multimillionaires. So what brings that
Well,
value?
I have a millionaire mindset. I'm only making
Woo!
examples, but mine is self-confidence. I'm a very confident motherfucker. I say that to myself every day. You're very confident in who
Yeah,
you are.
yeah,
I hold no grudges. I don't judge people. I don't put people down. But when you're around me, I suck the oxygen out of the room.
yeah.
That's just.
Yes.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because I talk about that often. Influence the environment. Don't adapt to it.
Mm.
Take up space. Dominate the field. Coming into that own. But I'm
No,
not
no,
sorry. Did I
no, no, no.
cut
You're
you off?
good. You're good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. It was just that because that's what it all comes down to, right? Because everybody wants to talk about either the looks, money, or status, or they want to be like, I want to be the biggest actor in the world. But I get to that point, those people are empty
Right.
because they didn't realize that person that they were just running towards something, but also running away from who they were, and everything. So when you finally face yourself, the man in the mirror, and you know your truth, is that when Too Dapper became a thing? Like you just, the outfit, the swag, because once you start to individualize yourself, you start to see your style, the
Mm.
way you want to come off, and everything. So is that
Yeah.
that's how the drip came
Well,
about?
again, I mean, if everybody gets an opportunity to read the book, because like I said, everything is in the book. I credit everything to the book. My grandfather, may God bless his soul, every Saturday when I was down there in Harlem, I saw the style, I saw the panache, I saw the confidence, I saw the women surrounding him. I was moved by it. I was
Yeah,
mirrored by it. I was emulated by it. I was fascinated by it. So now I carry on the tradition since he passed away, and that sense of style is not just style; it's your identity. Jordans don't mean shit. Okay,
yeah,
he's a multi-billionaire. Why do you put on the
yes,
Jordans? See, a lot of people don't read into why consumers buy things. Why do you buy that chain? Why do you buy that
mhm,
Letterman's jacket? It's self-identity. It's how I
yes,
feel. You're buying into
yes,
people, not the fucking
mhm,
product.
yes. Damn. And then just man, that is the truly a multi-millionaire mindset. Just right there because you know
Mm.
it. You have it. And then so you're doing these things and you're putting out the videos and you're putting out lives or at the time when you're putting out motivational videos of you running and to lose weight to inspire others,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you got to that point of like, okay, there's not many people getting traction from it, did you feel discouraged and be like, let me take another route?
Well, yeah, because you don't know. You're just trying to put yourself out there. You don't know what's going to catch wind. You don't know what's going to catch fire. I mean, it was the reception of it wasn't that bad. I'm not saying that, but it just wasn't catching the glimpses that that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
So I switched over and saw what, and I'll credit these people. I know some people are frowned upon, I do have to credit him though. The man panel was an imitation of Donovan Sharp's show, The Six. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with Donovan Sharp, but when Donovan Sharp had
I know I'm not.
okay, when Donovan Sharp had Steve the Dean, when he had Minister Jap, when he had all these other people, Myron Gaines and all these other people, I thought it was quite interesting. Also, too, these shows are emulated by rest in peace Kevin Samuels. So he started, all these guys started a wave, and I'm like, that seems pretty cool. So I had to re-strategize. I sat down and I said, what's really going to catch wind? What's really going to catch some steam? And that's when the man panel was born.
Woo! You just answer the next question, because I was like, all right, let's get to the man panel show. Because what I like about it, I mean, of course you said it's inspired, but your own spin from your intros, you know, from the style to the lighting to the guests that you have on to certain topics. What I find fascinating about it too is when you do the scenarios. I don't see nobody doing the scenarios, so I'm like, and obviously not obviously, but to another person, they see, okay, this is cool, this is new. But what I seen was that this is someone who's being an individual, as in you put your own spin on this. Because you know, at the end of the day, we're all inspired by something greater. You know what I mean? There's greats before us, greats after us, and everything, and we get to have the privilege to put our own spin on it. And now, when you first started the man panel show, were you by yourself? Like, you just went on live about
Yeah,
it?
I just
Like,
went on. I did solo shows by myself. So what inspired the show was I had a co-host. We did the. I know you didn't really go get a chance to dissect and do the whole catalog, but I had a show with a co-host called Matters of the Heart. Shout out to Shan, and we did that for a full year, close to 2 years. I met her on the Fresh and Fit show, and I Instagrammed her, and we instantly connected. So that show was catching steam. It's just unfortunately she had to take a hiatus because she had other projects and then she had other family obligations. Life gets in the way. I understand.
Of course.
So I had to sit back and figure out, well, what am I going to do? I don't have a co-host, but I'm like, calm down. And, you know, meditation is a big thing with me, too. So I meditated on it. And, again, I have to credit Donovan Sharp about The Six. I used to watch The Six back when COVID was prevalent. And I'm like, that's really fucking cool. So how can I put a spin on it, and how can I get these guys on here? And I said, the man panel.
The man panel. And it just came in just like that. Man, that's and then is that like a voice that just came to you, or you just like that was your own voice?
Well, that was my own. That was my own voice, and then the next step was just trying to get the Lucarios and the people on. And shout out to fucking Offie Kingdom, because he was a snowball effect to getting all these guys in one room with me. I can't take any of the credit. He took a shot on me. He charged me $100 to do an hour show, and from there, it just caught wind. And I have to credit him, and I did pay him. I did compensate him, and now he just does my shows for free. So you have to get in the room with these people. You have to network, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, now how big is that to you? Networking, you know, as far as you know, the marketing and putting yourself out there. How big is that for you and for a content creator, for those who are viewing? Because you know, I have several people that view in different areas. People who want to start up but they don't have the balls to, or like to get to that point. So how big is
networking? Is huge.
I mean,
word of mouth is the biggest thing, and it'll never fucking fail you. You need word of mouth. You need somebody to say, that's that guy you want to get in the room with. Don't leave. So networking it's huge. It's surmountable. It's really a big deal. So I always tell people that want to get started with podcasting or just things in general, if you want to climb up to corporate level, you have to network. People want to be around people. I know we say society right now, we're anti-social. We don't want to fucking talk to anybody. That's a lie. People want to be around people.
And why do you think they shy away from that though?
Well, because you only know one person. When you're in a confined space of just knowing who you are, and then when you go out in the outside world, it's you know, so you don't take an opportunity to know people and have an understanding of who people are. See, everybody has their own story. You have a story, I have a story. I want to hear from people. That's why my show's catching steam. I don't talk on my shows, as you can see. I'll set up the notes, and then like I've had you on, or if I have my other show called the Brash Talk, I allow the panelists to speak. It's all about knowing people.
And then, so when did you develop your social skills though? Like because I mean, were you always social?
Yeah, I was always, I have to credit my grandfather. I was always extroverted. I never had an issue with talking to people. That wasn't my thing. My shtick was trying to take my extrovertedness and turn it into a podcast because I always wanted to talk. Like I love talking. That's my whole thing. I like talking to people, and then I see how people react to me when I just say hi. Because
Yeah.
I always tell people this: you saying hi changes the aspect of how somebody was going through their week. You don't know what people are going through, and I really love that, and I admire that. People stop you and say, "Look, I had a shitty day, and I just found out I had cancer, but talking to you for just 20 minutes made me forget about all that shit."
And then that's when the thing came in. Like people want to actually talk to people. Like especially when COVID, everybody was doing that whole antisocial thing. Even still now, they're antisocial, but people really want to,
Yeah.
they want to speak and bringing people on because that's incredible you say that because that's a big part of why I created my show is that people have stories. There's something to be told from
Mm.
this one person. So that's why like when I met you, I'm like, okay, I'm meeting Too Dapper, I'm meeting Russell, but I wanna meet him though. You know what I mean? Not just have him talk, have him speak. What is his story? What came about? What sparked this idea? Why is he a trailblazer? What is going on? What is the motivation behind what he's saying? Why is he so big on manhood or on the dating and ambition? And that's the point. That's the
Mm.
part what I wanted to get to just with this whole thing. Now, for someone who because this was a part of it, but I got to get onto this
Yeah, go
part.
ahead.
Was that so? People want to talk to people, but what is something you can give to someone to just talk to people who are introverted? I don't believe in being introverted, but introverted and shy away from not talking to people.
Again, it's going back to knowing your name. Who are you? I
Mm-hmm.
explain this all the time. Before you can actually reach your hand out and talk to somebody, who are you? Again, people invest in people. It's not the
Yes,
product. It's not the
yes, it's
product. I can
yeah,
sell you shoes for $650. Look, these are great shoes. Look at them. The retros, they're the top of the line. They're the Travis Scotts. They've announced since 2022. Oh well, they got the same. I want to share something with people. It's the same laces and it's the same shit from China. What is so
yeah,
different about the shoes? Well, it's the person that's selling them. Well, dude,
yes.
I had 5 people wear this and got laid instantly at a college party. Are you kidding me? Dude, I shit you not. So it's again,
Yeah, it's the mouthpiece. It's what you're talking about.
right,
It's how you're doing it because that's really
right,
what creates the world. And then it also destroys it. Death is in the power of the tongue as
yeah,
well.
it is
Because you can speak life into someone just as much as you can destroy someone's mindset. Like
absolutely.
having that knowledge and having that power. It's like that quote from Spider Man.
Mm,
Great
great,
responsibility,
yeah,
great power.
yeah,
Yeah, you already know.
of
You already know
course.
how that goes, man.
That's
Yeah, shout out to that for real, because just for the whole responsibility and knowing the power that you have and how you're moving, and for the people do want to invest in people, because again, like this is how we network and connect,
right.
and then just in general, how everything is connecting right now and bringing on. Hey, shout out to I want to make a quick shout out real quick to Boxing Plug Dave
Absolutely.
that's in the building, man.
Speaking
Big
about
shout out,
people,
man. Yes.
Dave hooked this up. So again, it's
Mm-hmm.
people investing in people. That was the perfect. I'm glad he came on because that's the perfect example. Isaac and I know each other through Dave. That's
Mm-hmm.
people. That's networking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So
A big key that's right there. Now another one subject I wanted to talk on was the dating, right?
yeah, go ahead.
Because that was also something that you highlighted. I believe it was in orange. Like you made sure that was in bold. That was bold, right? It was showing out.
Mm.
So dating, what was that transition to like for when you were dating before? During that time at your point to how it is now. What was that switch?
I was in an on and off again 5-year relationship in college
Mm,
with a woman that, and I can't blame her for any of this, but I allowed her to take advantage
yeah.
of not knowing who I was at that particular time. So again, credit to why I got kicked out. I was skipping classes to go hang out with her. I thought that was the right thing to do, and that's a no-no.
Yeah.
So again, that tarnished a lot of things. And then 2019, dude, it was crazy.
What was going on, man?
I had so after that, I had a 4-girl rotation. So I'm going to town to
Yeah.
town to town to town to town to town, just killing it.
Yeah.
So that alone opened my eyes to be like, holy shit, I should make this into a show because this is possible. So after I had my little bit of time with my grandfather and figured out the sense of style, still overweight, still trying to
Right.
figure out who I was,
Mm-hmm.
I'm smashing 4 to 5 women on a consistent basis
Right.
throughout the whole year. So that's what pretty much was the springboard to why I talk about relationships so much, and how I figured out that you don't have to lie. And credit to Lucario and Steve Dean and all of them. You don't have to lie to these women to get what you want. And I put the practices in play, and that's what happened.
Okay, and now when you okay, so was that part of like the opinions that you put
Yeah,
out? Well, no, excuse me,
yeah.
facts. It was like, it could really be like this, but they're like, no, it's not, and then having that conflict
Well, they don't
between y'all.
like it. They, my family, my friends, we could talk about it on a personal level. They don't like that, and then some secretly, Isaac, they vicariously want to live through you. So they have to hate something they can't have. I always want to explain that to people.
Mm,
So when you don't have it, you hate it.
but wouldn't they love it too? Because they hate it?
Yeah, they would, and that's the crazy thing about it. See, they would love it secretly though. They'll never say
Yeah.
it to your face.
Mm-hmm. Damn, yeah. And so when you noticed that, did you cut them off? Were you like, okay, I'm gonna just go do ahead and do my own thing. I'm gonna
With
go move
friends
away
and
from
family or
y'all.
my rotation?
Friends and family. No.
Oh,
Rotation?
okay,
Oh.
yeah, no, I wasn't getting rid of the rotation. No,
Yeah.
no, I was doing my thing.
Can't get
No,
rid of that.
no, I had my thing. No,
Yeah.
friends and family was fine. I know how to maneuver,
Mm.
because at that time I was already a self discovery was upon me,
Yeah.
as in terms of my confidence. So I'm like, fuck it, you're gonna hate what you're gonna hate. I'm gonna love what I'm gonna love, and then we're gonna move on from there. So it's not gonna matter, and they still do. I still do say things, even though that I'm in a monogamous relationship now. But I'm like, I still voice my opinions. I stand
Yeah.
behind my
It's good.
principles and morals, and that's a scary thing to a lot of people.
Mm.
The people that have a voice scare people,
Yes.
because you're just so in tune with your convictions. There's no rattling you. There's no shaking you.
And now, okay, now let's say on the other side of that, right? Being in tune with your conviction and everything. Someone is like, well, you're just being like selfish or narcissistic,
Mhm.
or you're prideful and everything like that. So it's because it's two sides of the spectrum, right?
Right.
Because they both connect anyways. So what would be the difference between actually having conviction and passion versus the other two? Because people can get that
Yeah,
misconstrued.
absolutely. Well, you have to understand people. So, I mean, again, it goes back to the people. So I
Mhm.
can understand if I do selfish or dickish things, I can see it, and then I'll
Yeah.
apologize for it. Rarely do I do that because it's mainly I know who I am, so I'm not stepping out of bounds. How I end a debate or a conversation with people, I say you are entitled to your opinion, and you're right, because then we're not going to meet in the middle. My
Yeah.
whole thing with people is they don't want to. Some people don't want to meet on good faith. So it's like it's cool. I understand that you're entitled to how you feel. So let me just exclude myself out of this conversation because there's no need for
Yeah.
us to continue. I've ran into a lot of things like that with a lot of people. Again, people don't like my shows. I get that a lot too. People did not like the book, and I understand and I get that. And it's scary. It's scary for somebody that didn't talk, who was depressed, who was overweight, find some sense of knowledge, gratitude for themselves, and have an understanding of worldly. It's not just within myself, but having worldly knowledge and intelligence. It scares people.
What kept you afloat? Like, because a lot of people will fold on that.
Mm.
Having friends, family, not fuck with you, and like, or what you're saying, most importantly. But what kept you afloat? Obviously, I know there's one answer, but what kept you afloat onto your boat and just kept going?
Meditation.
Because you just said that was a key
Yeah,
for you.
it saved my life. It saved my life. All those suicidal thoughts that I was telling you about, me being clinically depressed, meditation was there. I had a buddy of mine do the practices with me because I was very angry in my 20s. And I said, this is bullshit, man. I don't know why you consistently do. He said, just trust the process.
Yeah.
And I finally trusted it, and I fell in love with it. So meditation. People laugh. How are you? And I say, I'm doing spectacular. And they start giggling. And I'm like, you've never heard anybody doing spectacular? Well, I've heard good and all right. This is how fucked up the world is.
Yes. Yes. And to that point, I say similar things. I'll be like, incredible, tremendous. Why? I'm alive. What do you mean? The gratitude, the expression of it, being in this moment. Because what, something I noticed in this journey that I'm, moving into, because I know you can relate to how your journey is, was and still going, is that, people are they're living day by day. They're living on autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
They're not seizing their opportunities. They're not taking life by the hand and making and being like this. You're my horse. We're gonna ride this shit to
Right.
the end. People don't care about this stuff. It's easier to be comfortable. It's easier to have the lies than to live the undeniable truth. Having the man, that it just rolls off the tongue
I
so
love it,
well.
man. I
But
appreciate that.
no, for real, man. I think I pretty much touched on everything that I want to touch on because what I like the most about this conversation and the Man Panel Show is polarizing.
Mm.
I love polarizing, man. Anything that's intriguing and what your show does, it polarizes.
Thank you, man.
It just
Appreciate that.
yeah, it shocks. It's like
Mm-hmm.
shock value, but the thing is that shock value is truth
Mm-hmm.
and truth, and it goes the same way. So with the point of the show, Man Panel Show, how far and what do you want to do with it? How far are you going with that?
Oh, we're going
What do
all
you
the
want
way,
to touch?
man. We're going. And shout out to the support. It's not me. It's also the supporters. It's guys like you that come on the panel. A lot of people have been rocking with it. I'm getting so much love. It's crazy. I got fans on here, on your page. I got people that come on a consistent basis. Not even on the Man Panel, but the Brash Talk show. They love when I have the females on too on that other show. So we're shooting for 700 viewers, 700 followers, excuse me, between 700 and 800 followers, and then I'll switch over the show to YouTube, and we'll do the super chats, and let's take it all the way because, like you said, it's polarizing. It's something that's enjoyable. People look forward to it. It's crazy the amount of messages that I get. Is the show coming on? Oh man, shout out to you, shout out to you, and you know what I'm saying. It's so cool that people are enjoying it and commenting and interacting, and so it's great. And this all picked up from last year, and it's continuing on. So yeah, definitely sticking on to Instagram. I still get notifications that I hit a high achievement. I've never had that on fucking Instagram. I mean, that is breathtaking alone. That's very refreshing. I get notifications like that. They've already
Yeah.
given me a blue check to do the process for that, and I'm nowhere near where J-Lo numbers or Will Smith numbers. I'm close to 500, and they already want to give me a blue check. So that alone is just crazy to me. So I never thought that this would be so paramount and take it to this type of level. But I'm enjoying it. I love it. I love having you guys on. Again, I love having the guests. I love having the supporters, the fans. So we're just going all the way up.
And before we end this, I wanna say something to the viewers because what you guys are witnessing, with you specifically, right,
Mm.
is that you're reaping what you sow. And a lot of the words that I took from what you were saying that I enjoy it, I love this. I didn't think this was going to be as paramount. Obviously, we know we're legends. We know our
Right.
thoughts, our ideas is fire. But this is a this is one of those moments where how people that see like a big actor, a big musician, whatever the case is. Now you get to see Too Dapper Russell live in action as the mountain starts building. And that's all part of the
Right.
process. And that even goes back to your journey of what sparked it to be like, I'm taking life by the hands because you said that I'm gonna build something. There's discipline that comes with it, and look at what you're reaping, what you sow. So for all those people that are listening to this, that are going to listen to this, just put in the motherfucking work, and everything will work out in this favor for you as long as you keep continuing to go.
Absolutely. Even you.
Yeah.
I mean, let's credit you for just a second before we sign off. Your music videos, your
Thank
bravado, your brash, you have this I don't give a fuck attitude. It's just great. That's
you.
what drew me to you. You got the game in your back pocket, and it's crazy you're doing it so fucking young, and that's so cool. Because a lot of guys that are 25 years old can't even know when they're gonna put on their fucking socks to
Yeah.
step out of the door, and you stick the middle finger up, and you got drinks and alcohol. I mean, it's just crazy how super fucking confident you are within yourself, and you have this I don't care attitude, but humble at the same time. It's
Thank you.
very appealing.
I appreciate that. And that's what, and see, that's why I relate and connect with you. Is on you're the same. The fuck you. I'm doing my
Right.
way. This is the undeniable truth, and you gonna like it whether you like it or
Right.
not. And just that in itself, everything that you speak on, this is truly you are your brand and you exude it very well. So I want to say big shout out to Too Dapper. Make sure y'all put some stars in the motherfucking chat, man. We gotta have you an emoji, maybe like some like a tuxedo. Do they have
Definitely,
tuxedos?
definitely. Shout out to Dave, man. He hooked up all the flyers with the tuxedos and the glasses
Yes,
and stuff like that. So,
yes,
definitely. But before I send, you got Lucario tomorrow night,
yeah. Tomorrow in the morning we're doing 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Okay, so
Yes,
I will try
sir.
to catch. I'll be at work, but I'll try to catch it.
Yes,
No.
sir.
I'll be on break. Yeah, I'll be able to catch
Oh,
it. So,
perfect.
and shout out to you, Isaac. I mean, you're doing tremendous work, man. I mean, I definitely credit yourself, please.
Thank you.
I'm very, very pleased and happy to see where your journey's going because you're gonna blow the fuck up. So, this is only the beginning, and I'm
Thank you.
very proud of you, man. I mean, even from grinding to moving in your own place. I mean, dude, you're just doing it, bro.
Oh, play, man.
You're
Woo,
not
just
playing, bro. Going to see Bad Boys last. I mean, you're just living life, bro. And it's so crazy. And I want everybody to understand because it's for the younger audience. Before we get off, real quick, not the 34-year-olds. Well, I mean, if you guys are watching that are my age too. But Isaac speaks to you guys that it is obtainable. Like it's not if you cut out all the bullshit and have an understanding of who you are. It's amazing. I'm telling you, bro. It really is. You start discovering who you are. That self discovery is a beautiful thing.
yes, it is. And then to lead, and I'm grateful that you say that. And then on my end too, but on the end of Russell as well. The self discovery, look what came out. Is an author, is a show, meeting, connecting with people, being able to be in this moment where we can speak to individuals. Because yeah, I'm young and yeah, you're older, but I can learn something new for you.
Right.
And I want the people who are my age to, even though we both got the knowledge, game, and wisdom, that don't mean we can't learn from each other.
Exactly.
We can still learn. This is an opportunity to learn something, to take something from it, and this is what's important right now. So again, thank you. Please plug in your stuff. Let them know where they can follow you, where they can. No, wait, you're in a monogamous relationship. Where they can, you know what I'm saying, get contact
No,
with
it's
you.
all good, bro. No, that was funny. I like that. So yeah,
Oh
man,
yeah, I was about to throw the bones.
it was dope. And thank you. And shout out. Look again, and you're giving me I got 2 new followers now. Thank you guys so much. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate that. So
Always.
again, you guys can follow me. I'll be back on next week with the man panel. We got a huge lineup for next week. So
Woo.
I got you guys. Afi Kingdom, 1950, and we have Miles coming in next week. So that's going to be dope. So you guys can check me out at 2Dapper66. That's where my 2 shows will be broadcast. So I got the man panels back on the 21st, and then the Brash Talk show is back on the following week, the 28th. We got Kiki. I think I'll double check with him. We're still working out on the dating coach, but it might be young Goldie. And then I have Miss Parker. She's going to be making another appearance. So, Isaac, thank you so much for having me on. I
Anytime.
appreciate it.
Yes,
You're the
sir.
best. And
Hey, we
I
can do
wish you
this.
all the best, brother. I'm going to have you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just commenting with you. I was with you. I was like, yeah, we do this. I was like,
Yeah,
advocating.
no, all good. No, that's cool. You're just a dope motherfucker.
I
So, but
appreciate
definitely, I'm gonna have
it.
you back on too, and then I'm just gonna keep hooking you up, man, with just connecting with these guys, networking. It
Yes,
just
sir.
doesn't end with Lucario, like I told you on the phone. I do that for the people that I know wants to go to the next level, and you want it, like you want it bad. So,
Thank you. Yes, sir. I'm grateful that you see that, man. So thank you again. Thank you everybody that's viewing this and the ones that are going to replay this and view this back. There's a lot of things you can take from this and gain from it. And if you feel that spark at any point in this video, turn the video off and do what you need to do, but also have that discipline to keep moving. So shout out to Too Dapper. Shout out to the viewers. Stars in the chat. You know how to fuck when you move, man. Hey, peace until next time. Make sure y'all tune in to the Man Panel Show. And tomorrow I'm going live at 11 a.m. with Mr. Lucario. So until next time, thank you
dope,
for coming,
Isaac. Thank you,
bro.
buddy. Be safe, okay?
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Peace.
brother.